Please stand by for further details. We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
Hello to those of you who are feeling called to this reading in particular, mystery reading number 717. Before getting into this reading, chances are that most of the people watching this video are not subscribed, so if you are a recurring viewer, you enjoy my work and would like to help support the growth of my channel, feel free to do so by sticking around and hitting that subscribe button down below and ringing the notification bell next to it if you feel called to. My current goal is 500 subscribers so I can have access to offering channel memberships, so if you do decide to subscribe and support my channel, thank you very much. So I'm already wanting to clear my throat here. And when that happens, it can be a little hint here or a sign at your throat chakra. There's something significant here about expressing yourself, whether you're being called to express yourself honestly and authentically, but also respectfully in a situation, or just learning how to express yourself in general. It feels like it's using your voice is important here. Maybe standing your ground in a situation could be important too, because your voice matters and you should stand up for that. Your voice and your worth. There could be a situation here where you are valuable, but someone or something refuses to acknowledge that because they can't take advantage of it for their own gain. I'm going to go ahead and get into interpreting the number 717. There are 2 7s in this number, so the number 7 is usually about, like I've been saying, wisdom, learning, growing, maybe healing. There could be spiritual awakenings involved. Maybe you're expanding your awareness and your consciousness and things are coming up from your subconscious. The general energy with it is learning, reflecting, gaining wisdom is what I am feeling, and that's particularly strong since there are 2 7s. The number 1 in of itself is about trusting yourself. So whatever you're learning, whatever you're teaching, however you're growing, whatever changes you're going through that are in your highest good, that create more light in your life and within, trust that. Oh, trust that. Someone who is definitely moving in the right direction. And I feel that there is a spiritual presence here that is very much cheering you on and proud of you and very supportive of you. And if you feel like you know why, you can probably trust that. 7 plus 1 is 8. 8 plus 7 is 15. 5 plus 1 is 6. Yeah, the reading that I just uploaded before, 7 and 16, could be significant for you too. These readings tend to be connected sometimes, but only, go to those other ones only if you feel called to. And if you don't, all of your messages should be here. But yeah, the number 6. This is about prioritizing self-love, self-care over self-destruction, self-hate. Prioritizing letting go and freeing yourself rather than clinging and trapping yourself or making you think you're trapped. Maybe there's something here that you are overthinking about or really getting into your head about, and that makes a lot of sense with the message of trusting yourself. I feel like you can trust yourself more than you allow yourself, especially if you feel called to heal, to love yourself, to grow, and to do something powerful with all of that energy and all of that light that you are creating out of the darkness. Oh, I just got chills. Someone here is definitely going through a beautiful transformation, but it's beauty in a tornado type of sense. If you've been around, you know that for me, tornadoes represent beautiful destruction. So something is breaking down and falling apart, but it's not a bad thing. Sometimes we have to break things down to clear space, and let things go. If it helps to know you are making room for better. So if it feels like you're losing a lot of things, or there's a lot of pressure coming from different angles, it's going to pay off. And I say that almost with a grain of salt, because I don't think that's going to resonate for everybody. But no matter who's watching this, if you're in the direction of healing, growing, learning, trusting yourself, loving yourself, you're doing the right thing, and you're going to get better outcomes regardless. Just in life in general. I'm going to move on to the Magical Dogs Tarot to take a deeper look at your situation and see what's really going on here, and maybe how it relates back to the number 717. I just burped again. Again, as in I was burping in the reading that I just recorded too. And burping is it's a sign that something needs to be released or let go. So that could just be confirmation for somebody. But I do have a headphone in my ear listening to meditative music to help me focus during this reading. And the headphone just said battery low. So maybe someone here feels like they're running on low battery or just very exhausted, and you need to give yourself space and time to rest and to pause, to reflect, to find the still, and listen to what your inner voice, your intuition, is trying to tell you. But you could be experiencing a lot of chaos, and the best thing you can do for yourself right now is to bring a sense of stability amongst this chaos. But it's going to be on the inside. It's the ability to consistently be able to trust yourself and believe in yourself. It seems like there's a really big focus here on your intuition. I feel like your intuition is becoming clearer, more sharper. The signs are becoming louder. The messages more serendipitous, if that's the right word, because you're clearing up some sort of darkness, it feels like, and it's shining more light, and it's really bringing you more clarity, maybe in more ways than just one. But I have the 8 of Cups, confirmation here for someone to let go and to walk away from something emotionally. And that resonates so perfectly, because Cups represents emotions for me. And that works out so perfectly because, talking about wisdom and your intuition, this energy is very much focused inward. So there's a certain thought, certain feeling, certain belief that needs to be released or transformed or changed in some way. So it's important that you allow yourself to reflect and give yourself the space that you need. And honestly, I could use this message myself, because I would love to meditate more and stuff like that, but I just feel so stubborn about it right now. And I'm sure that's happening for a reason. But if you also, understand that maybe this is confirmation for you, like it is for me, to take a deeper look at that stubbornness and see where it's coming from, because you deserve to experience more peace and more stillness in your life, especially if you're experiencing a lot of chaos and a lot of stability, and the energy of the Hermit keeps coming through. And I just got a vision of the word introspection from the guidebook for the Hermit card from this deck. It's very clear. There's something here that you really, really need to reflect on for your highest good, because you deserve it. There's something really beautiful here about connecting with yourself, about something, just allowing yourself to change the way that you think, the way that you feel, so that way you can be at peace, and I know anxiety it's annoying and it's a challenging thing to deal with, and we have to experience it sometimes, because that's just life, and our fears are supposed to protect us, but if it's chronic, and it's severe, obviously there's something not right here. And you don't deserve to feel that anxious that often. And I say that as someone who, very much had my own battles with anxiety. I still do. So whenever you feel fear, I feel like a message coming through, like, please be kind to yourself and be patient with yourself and slow down and make the decision to care for yourself in that moment, to take care of yourself in that moment. Whenever you feel anxious or just feeling these really uncomfortable feelings, that's a need. Like, just like when you're hungry, you got to go to the bathroom. And, whenever nature calls, things run a lot smoother when you answer it. Maybe you do feel called to, connect more with nature or Mother Earth, specifically Gaia for somebody, because I just got a vision of the title of this video about what Gaia saw or something. You might know what video I'm talking about, but maybe not. I mean, it is on YouTube, and there's tons of videos all over YouTube, so it's totally okay if you don't know what I'm talking about, but it doesn't take away from the significance of Gaia for somebody. I know there's also this subscription service called Gaia. I've never used it. Obviously, this is not sponsored, and that could just be confirmation for somebody to look into that. The number 8 itself, that's why I said this is a confirmation for someone to let something go on the inside that's really holding you back and weighing you down and making you feel and think things and believe things that you don't deserve to feel and think and believe, especially about yourself and your worth and what you deserve. For somebody out there, they need to hear that the universe does not want to be blamed for things that are not only not in your control, but also not in the universe's control either. We always ask ourselves, if God, or if there was a higher power out there, why is the world like this? Why don't I, get everything that I ever wanted or that I deserved or that type of thing? But I think that in general, humans tend to misunderstand that just because we can communicate with the universe, that doesn't mean it can always make things happen. Either because it just doesn't have the power, or because it's not the right time, or it's not what the universe feels called to do. But that doesn't mean that it's not in your highest good. Especially when you boil things down to an energetic level. It's really important that you don't take things that you can't control personally as a testament to how the universe feels about you and just humanity in general, or even just, maybe you're questioning its existence in general. And I mean, obviously the universe exists, we are part of it and we exist in it. But, clearly I'm talking about it in like a spiritual or religious sense, whatever resonates for you. I do think that your spirit guides, they're always here to help every single one of us anytime we want, 24/7, no, 25/8. I want to say they're here all the time, and you can talk to them whenever you want, whenever you need to. I'm also seeing some shells here, and this looks very similar to a shell that I saw in a different reader's video. I think it was a YouTube short. It came through in a reading recently. I think it was the same day that I watched it that I felt called to talk about it. But in that video, she talked about how it was a hermit crab shell, and it symbolized growing out of your shell. There's a situation that you're outgrowing, it feels like, or that you will outgrow, which makes sense why it would be important to be open to change, to embracing change. I think that there were similar messages like that in the reading from yesterday. The number 8 is also about, it can be linked to the infinity loop. And it reminds me of Isaac Newton's law about how energy cannot be created or destroyed, only changed or transformed. So remember, while you're working through this darkness, it's not about destroying it. It's about changing it, transmuting it into light, turning that negativity into positivity. whatever heavy emotions you're feeling, turn them into the opposite, feelings that make you feel better. But also at the same time, don't try to make yourself change how you feel when you're not ready. Healing, as I always say, is a balance between letting yourself heal and process and just be, and then, when you're not feeling so stubborn and really worked up, then, try to reason with yourself when you're open to it and you're receptive. Make sure you give yourself space when you need it. That feels like a strong message here. I'm going to start wrapping up this reading by drawing out an index card here to see what guidance or extra messages there are from the universe and your spirit guides. Maybe particularly the universe, because it did feel like it wanted to come through and communicate with you a little bit. This is such a relatable energy. I'm tired of wishing. Someone here, I had that card in the wrong place. What I said earlier about low battery and feeling exhausted, very much confirmed right here. And I'm getting a vision of the Nine of Cups in reverse that I saw earlier when I was pulling cards for myself. Which the Nine of Cups is the wish card, and I'm feeling the Nine of Wands, which is it's an exhausting energy, but it's also a sign that you are close to completing something. Okay, so the more tired you are, the more fed up you are, it feels like. Now only take this if it resonates. I say that very clearly. The more tired that you feel while you're trying to heal and change things for the better, the closer you are to some sort of breakthrough or some sort of turning point that you may or may not already know about. But like I said, only take that if it resonates. Obviously, we're not always going to be tired because it's a good thing. So use your judgment. This I'm tired of wishing really shows here that you're yearning for something. There's something that you really, really want and you deeply desire, and you're tired of yearning and desiring and being without. And that is so relevant for me. Oh, I feel that so much. But you don't have to, if you're tired, rest. But don't let your frustration, take over and make you make impulsive decisions and do things and say things that you don't really want to do or really want to say. I think maybe there is some frustration here, and it could be like a combination of frustration and anxiety, but you need to look at these, no matter what it is, these uncomfortable feelings, understand them, change them, and heal them, and grow from them. That's very, very clear here that the focus is on learning and trusting yourself.